Hi everyone, this is English with Joseph. I'm Joseph. Today we're going to look at a particular thing in English grammar, and it's called the imperative. Now this causes a little bit of confusion because not everyone recognizes the words. For example, if I said to you we're going to talk about the future continuous, you can think, oh yeah, future continuous, that must mean something like what I will do or I will be doing because it's future and it's continuing. Or if I said to you, today we're going to talk about the past, then you would say, oh yeah, past, of course, because it's in the past. But when I say we're going to talk about the imperative, it doesn't bring up any idea as to what even the word means. Okay, so there's a few different things to explain about the imperative. One thing is about a command. Okay. If someone gives you a command, whether that be a gentle command, shut up, don't do that, sit down, or sit down please, yes, tell me, help me. That's basically an imperative, okay? That's a command. No matter how strong the command or weak the command, if it's kind of like an order or something which you're supposed to do or obey, then that's the imperative, okay? Even if someone says something like, eat, you're not eating enough, eat more when you're having dinner, he's using the imperative, okay? You've heard me talking about my favorite singer, the band ABBA, okay, favorite singers, the group ABBA from Sweden. They use the imperative in their song Move On. They keep repeating it in the chorus, move on, like a roller coaster, like a sea coming to shore, move on, okay. That's another example of the imperative, okay. So the idea is anything which is a command, someone tells you to do something which you have to do, whether they say please or not, that's the imperative. Now, some other examples of that, which you will find in your daily life, is where you see a sign. For example, there's a door and it says push, or it says pull. That's also using the imperative, okay? So it's a kind of command. It's telling you what to do in a kind of strong way. And as we've discussed before, that's not kind of normal in day-to-day conversation with English people, okay? So that's what the imperative is. It's quite a strong type of command. Not necessarily strong, but it's a command. It's telling you what you should do. Sit, eat, push. Now, as we spoke about before, it also can be a very soft and gentle command. Oh, come in, sit down, have a piece of cake. So rather than say, would you like a piece of cake? Or would you like to come in? When it's used in a more commanding form, oh, come in, how nice to see you. It's still a very nice thing, but it's still the imperative. Okay, that's what the imperative is. Okay, it's when someone tells you to do something, but they're not giving you the opportunity to say yes or no. They're telling you what you should do. The door says push. The door says pull. Okay, the person says come in, sit down. They may be more polite about it. They might say, oh, do sit down please. Oh, do have a piece of cake. Oh, do come in. But it's still a command and you're not being given the option to say no. Okay. If you compare that to something like, oh, would you like, or I want you to do this for me. Okay, that's not the imperative because you've got a choice. You can then say yes or no. But if someone says, come in, sit down, they're not giving you the opportunity to decline. They're telling you what you have to do. Okay, that's the imperative. Now there's another way you can use this, and that is to give some kind of friendly advice. Oh, talk to him. Oh, you've had an argument. Call him. Oh, speak to him. Or, oh, I have a friend. My friend would love to meet you. Talk to him. Speak to him. Or, I don't know if you know the Barbra Streisand song. Tell him. I don't know what song that is. Barbra Streisand had many songs. There's one where in the chorus she says, tell him. Tell him that you love him, is that the one? I can't remember, but even Barbra Streisand uses the imperative. That's my point. Okay, so let's have a look at another ABBA song where they use the imperative. Now, as we've already discussed, sometimes the English of the pop group ABBA is not always the best, but there is one song which they sing called Chiquitita. Okay, and in that song they use the imperative a lot. Listen to this. Chiquitita, tell me the truth. Okay, so they're saying, Chiquitita, tell me the truth. And then they go on to say, you're enchained by your own sorrow. Okay, so they're saying, tell me. Chiquitita, tell me the truth. I think somewhere else in the song she says, Chiquitita, tell me what's wrong. Okay, so in a case like that, it's a command, it's an imperative. Okay, so that's another way of using the imperative, where you're saying, tell me, or if you're giving advice, oh, tell him, speak to him. So just to go over this one more time, okay, the different ways you can use the imperative. One is a command, be quiet, stop that, shut up. Okay, that's the imperative. Another way is to give a command which isn't really a command, but it's requesting that you do something. Open your book, be here at 3 o'clock, be ready for the exam. Okay, so it's a bit softer, but it's still telling you what you have to do. Okay, then there's also the one where it's maybe you go to a friend's house for dinner and your friend says, come in, sit down. Oh, it's fine. Take off your shoes, So it's a command, but it's meant in a nice way. Eat more. Okay. Then there's the ABBA songs, as we discussed already, with a Chiquitita, which is Chiquitita, tell me what's wrong. Chiquitita, tell me the truth, So it's in a kind of caring way. And there's ABBA's other big moment where they're telling you to move on. It's time to move on. Very nice song that. And then there's Barbra Streisand who's saying, tell him that you love him. I think that's a song. If you know which song I'm talking about, then let me know the name, because I can't remember. That's another way of using it. So it can be used in a not so nice way, more of a kind of disciplined way, or a softer, more gentle way. Okay. And as Barbara was teaching us there, we can actually use it to give friendly advice, So talk to him. Oh, tell him what you're thinking. Tell him what you mean. And then we also discussed about the signs on the doors, push, pull, or on the machines, the vending machines. You can see on them sometimes, I notice, like insert £1, insert €1, insert $1. Okay. So that gives you another way that you can use the imperative, or you can see the imperative in action around you. So I hope now that you have an understanding of what the imperative is. It can be anything from a command to an invitation to even a gentle reminder, okay? But always is presented in a way which is a statement, rather than an invitation for you to do something. Okay, thank you. Perhaps you want to find your favorite songs. Maybe you have a favorite group, even in your own language. And perhaps there you can find some examples of the imperative. Thank you.